It's changed a bit, eh?
It's all changed a bit, yeah. This accommodation's all new.
Yeah.
Former Army Royal Engineer Micky Yule is showing RAF veteran Tom Weatherall just how much Headley Court has changed since Tom was here in the early 70s. Micky came here after being wounded in Afghanistan.
Prosthetic department in here. But this is where all the magic happens. This is the prosthetic department.
Yeah.
This is where I come for them to fix my legs.
Yeah.
Got these beginning legs at the moment, stubbies, and I'll be moving on to the big legs.
I came here 44 years ago, 1974,
Yeah.
and this wasn't here then, but it's a brilliant place to get cured, isn't it, to get fit again.
Yeah, absolutely. You can go here, you can come here in a wheelchair in a really bad way, and then you can leave running or sprinting or doing whatever you can on prosthetics.
Yeah.
So these are the parallel bars. This is the first things you use when you start learning to walk on your prosthetics. And obviously we got there for safety, and you just sort of stride it out, take the weight through the arms initially, try and get as natural a step as you can, and then if you fall, you've always got them. And then we do a lot of like single leg drills here. Make sure we keep good. I've got terrible. My core's terrible. But physios are watching. We're all right. But and that's it. You get strong here, and this is where all the foundations are done to push on.
Set in acres of stunning countryside and tranquil gardens, at its peak, Headley Court had more than 20,000 patients a year. The site has grown since it was first established. State-of-the-art modern facilities, now sitting alongside decades of history. It was in the 1890s when the manor house was first built at Headley Court, but it took a few more years after that for it to first have military connections. During the Second World War, the site was used as a headquarters twice, but it was afterwards, in 1947, that it took on its medical and caring role that it has today, the RAF using it as a rehabilitation unit for injured pilots and ground crew. And in the 1980s is when it became Tri-Service and the Medical Rehabilitation Centre that we know today. The conflicts in Iraq and Afghanistan saw a huge increase in both the number of patients coming to Headley Court and the complexities of the trauma injuries they were recovering from. Funding had to increase to support these changing needs. The charity Help for Heroes was first set up to fundraise for a new swimming pool here. With the added support of several members of the royal family, there was a real sense that what was happening here was special.
All of the staff at Headley Court are absolutely driven by their motivation to do the best for our patients and our patient group. It doesn't matter whether you're a clinician or whether you're a driver or whether you're on the gate, everyone is part of the Headley Court family, and that's really, really important. I think war and history have made us significantly different over the last 2 decades. The conflicts in Iraq and Afghanistan significantly saw our number of war casualties to rise and really put us on the map, doing cutting edge innovations. And I think the most important thing that makes Headley Court special is our patients and our patient cohort. The military patients have a different motivation. They don't want to go out and sit at home, if they're not going to be able to go back to, full fighting fitness. And they're desperate to be able to feel valued. They're actually got a purpose in life.
I came down here as a big-time injured soldier, 2 people to transfer me off a bed, full-time wheelchair user, and I came to this place and seen double amputees who were not only running, they were climbing walls, they were going water skiing and everything. So my eyes were really wide open coming here, just to see what you could do as an amputee. The staff here are amazing. You have people here who not only care about you, but they're reassuring you, both you and your family, that things are going to be all right. It's a really dark place when you come here and you're wondering where your place in the family is, if you're ever going to be able to get back in your community again. And you get reassured here. And there's no doubt, that's what I always thought, there was no doubt I'd walk again, because they've done it before and they'll do it again.
Yeah.
So back in the day when I first started trying to use the gym again after my injury, we'd come here.
For Micky Yule, his time at Headley Court helped him on his journey to becoming a European powerlifting champion, an Invictus Games gold medalist and a Paralympic athlete.
I've seen these guys on TV absolutely destroying the field when they were throwing or doing running events. And I wanted to be one of those guys. I set myself a goal to go to the next Paralympics, which was Rio. I knew I needed to work hard. I was always interested in strength sport and powerlifting, and I put all my efforts and all my motivation to do that.
Tom Weatherall did his national service with the Royal Air Force. He was part of the Queen's coronation, a sportsman and a radar operator. He later rejoined in catering, but a deep cut to his arm nearly ended his career.
I nearly cut my hand off with a glass, and it was hanging off. And I had a tourniquet on, and was put into the hospital. I was in there 4.5 hours, lost 4.5 pints of blood, and then they put a plaster cast on, which was on for a long time. Then they said, we send you down to Headley Court for rehabilitation, and that's when I was down here.
Tom's time here was short, but he still managed to meet some interesting characters.
I think I will remember this part over here, that big branch, what it is over there.
All right, there's some beautiful big hedges here that maybe have been here in your time.
Oh yeah, it's 44 years. It could be 44 years old there.
Maybe you planted it.
Yeah. Oh well, yes.
This is beautiful, isn't it? The old officers' mess. But
Oh yeah. I think we had a place like that for all ranks
all right,
in there, and the food was excellent.
food was excellent.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
excellent. It was better than we were getting at Northolt.
This
Let's have a sit down there.
this is a lovely wee bit here.
So anyway, I remember coming here. There was a chap there, very well dressed, very well spoken,
Aye.
who had fallen down the Whitehall steps and broke his both ankles. And one of the lads says, "Find out where he is, Tom." So I said, "What are you doing, sir?" He says, "Well, I'm pretty well up in the civil service." And you know, and he wouldn't tell us. And one of the lads told us he's a bit of a spy catcher.
All right.
I think would have been M of James Bond
Right.
style at the time.
Tough
But
one.
he was a really nice bloke.
You get any secrets off him?
No.
Or you can't tell me?
I don't think it was.
As Headley Court closes, patients and staff will move to the Defence Medical Rehabilitation Centre in Nottinghamshire. In more than 70 years, it's touched the lives of hundreds of thousands of people, giving them groundbreaking medical care and hope after injury.
Improved a lot since, hasn't it? I bet you would have loved it though, eh?